behalf of DeanX Academy, we welcome all you successful people who cross this hurdle of the biggest hurdle. I can say biggest hurdle of your our medical entrance, or it can be biggest hurdle of any other exam, because this is the exam where it's not your preparation is tested. It's basically your mental stability, mental strengthening, and your accuracy is tested. So it's always this is the biggest exam in your career. So you cross that. Congratulations to all of you. So I'm just start from Aditya and we'll keep how he started. Aditya.
Sir, could be, sir.
Hi Aditya. So how it started?
Sir, I don't know, sir, where to start actually. It's been a long journey. I was not sure that I got a good rank this time. I secured rank. Is it me or not? I was wondered really. I saw myself many times. I saw my hall ticket many times. I was really wasn't sure. Is it me or not? It was like that for me for a long time. The new pattern, I even
yeah. It's always like this is my rank or this is someone else.
Yeah.
So correct. So when you started your preparation, Aditya?
So actually, my preparation went like with the previous old pattern only, sir. For this new pattern, I didn't prepare much. First, like last time when there was separate exam for gastro and surgical oncology, I was preparing for surgical gastro at that time. I secured 250 rank at that time, whereas because of some family problems and everything, at the end I was not able to study properly. So I felt very bad at that time. Though I may get a seat in some institute, but I was not interested much. Then I slowly started. I was in a dilemma whether I have to prepare for the new pattern or because of the ongoing case again, I was not sure whether the new pattern will be implemented or again the Supreme Court will revert it back to the old model only. So I was going on with my gastro preparation and Subist and everything, the rest all I read only once. So I was not of sure much, but at the last time, just before the exam, for few days before the exam, I just had a look at the plastic surgery and all those topics just once. What are the important topics? What are the important points in hand? Like that, I had only a few important topics which I felt was really important for the exam. So and I was surprised to see that the questions are from where I thought exactly. I think that's sheer luck or what, I don't know.
You got 97 rank. It's not luck, it's your hard work basically. 97 is not a joke.
Yes, sir.
It's your hard work and accuracy. You prepared for gastro and suddenly the pattern change, and also basically in general surgery the GI part is also important. So you had a strong base of gastro surgery, and then you prepared for general surgery. So you got the rank.
Because of the strong base and everything.
So when
yes, sir.
So you are reading basically your gastro notes and general surgery from Savvy and Belliston. Valley and Sebastian only. These three books you read.
Yes, sir.
And how many hours in a day you studied?
That was difficult to say, sir, because last 2 months I didn't prepare much because of the dilemma of the new pattern. No? So I was just going on reading for some time every day in the evening. I used to work at some hospital, medical college in the morning, where I used to enjoy with the fellow PGs and everyone. We used to make some fun time like that. But in the evening, I used to read properly for some time. I used to go through some group discussion.
Basically, you are silently reading, huh? You are reading silently. Other people are enjoying, and you are reading.
Which I found previously in the gastro and everything, that helped me a lot actually. All that basic stuff which I gone through previously. So I was good with that. So maybe that helped me a lot in the exam.
So, and how you solve the MCQs? What are the tips and tricks to solve the MCQs? How you remember the things? What was the strategy that you made for last 6 months? Like, because you are in dilemma, so you should have some better strategy.
So what I felt was there will be 150 MCQs. So I thought if I have to get into gastro, I thought I should be somewhere around 120 plus or 125 plus. I thought of that. For 150, how to get at least 120 plus. If you have to be surely in some top 50 like that, that's what I thought. But my preparation was only for 1 month, means 1 or 2 months, means I thought I have to concentrate only those important topics which we feel really comes for the exam, not all the questions. But the main part which helped me, I think, is the group discussions where the people will be discussing most of the important topics. So whenever I went through those discussions, I felt my weaknesses. I came to know my weaknesses and my strengths at that time. That really helped me with my preparation part.
Yeah, it's a group discussion always better. You should have
Yes,
at least one people with whom you can discuss and things that discussion is important. Otherwise, it's boring. You have to mug up
yes, sir.
everything.
And every day these 10 MCQs that
Remaining
helped me a lot, sir. That every day 10 MCQs that really helped,
pages of MCQs.
because the 10 MCQs made my general surgery part a bit strong. I always feel that. That's why I asked for those 10 MCQs every day, actually.
Yes. Can you keep your mobile stable somewhere?
Yes,
It's
sir.
shaking. Yeah. Yeah, it's better now. Yeah, yeah. So that daily dose of MCQ is basically for that you should have something in a day. If you
Yeah,
have some busy day or you don't want to study, that you should read something. That's why I'm daily
yeah,
putting in the message. Why you people are not replying in the daily dose of MCQs? And it was free for you everyone. So that
yeah,
was our motive, my and Vinay motive was like that. They should read something daily.
yeah.
And second thing, that's why we keep our WhatsApp group active daily. It's
Yeah,
never
that's really
happened that we
important, sir.
when I not put any single question to it. Yeah, yeah. Because what I feel is something you should have in your brain today. You should not
Yeah,
sleep empty brain kind of thing. It is
yes, sir.
important for me. Now, what are the other things and how the DNX helped you apart this daily dose of MCQs and all?
I felt I didn't go through much of the DeanX stuff, sir, but the main part of which the DeanX really helped me was what the WhatsApp group only, sir. Everyday discussions and everyday
Yeah, there's
questions.
active
That
WhatsApp
was the
group.
main thing that helped me a lot. That's what I feel.
That's correct. That's very important. That basically the active discussion is important for
Yeah.
you. This group discussion or WhatsApp group discussion is very important. I also feel the same thing. And what do your father do and mother do?
My father is a retired engineer, sir. Now he's just here chilling and enjoying with
Okay.
his life. My mother is a housewife.
And what do your wife or girlfriend?
No, sir. Not at plan.
Still unmarried.
Yes, sir.
No problem. No issues. Yep. So both are feeling proud. Huh? Their son is a now super specialist.
Yeah, yes, sir. Actually, I
Okay.
was
That's
really,
good.
that day was the best day of my life, I think. I was really excited on that day. I got a rank.
Yes, correct. Correct, Adit. So Adit, be with us. I will take the Avinash now.
Yeah, sure.
Avinash, unmute yourself.
Okay.
Yes, sir.
Yeah. Hi Avinash, congratulations. Welcome
Hi,
on
sir.
DNX
Thank you.
officially. So
Thank
now
you,
you
sir.
are super specialist. Top
Yeah, sir.
50, huh? It's a great thing, man. Top 50 is a great thing.
Yes, sir.
So how you're feeling? How you prepared? When you started your preparation, lot of questions are there. The same question for you also.
Sir, I've started my preparation since my final year, MS final year. Sir, I've completed my MS in 2021.
When?
2021. And
Last year. Okay.
yes, last year
Okay,
only.
okay.
And I have started preparation. First of all, I have started preparation for the surgical gastro. Then I came to know that I am very interested in surgical oncology. So I changed the stream to surgical oncology, and I have given the exam last year, but my marriage was in December, so I couldn't prepare that well. So I got rank around 244 rank. I got 244 rank in surgical onco. Then I again started preparing for this exam. I didn't join anywhere, sir. I didn't join anywhere, and I started preparing for this NEET SS 2022. Uh, I have read Sir Sebastian and Bailey only, and then sir, that's it, sir.
Semester and you make your own notes, or you just reading the book from page to page?
Yes, sir. I have read the book from page to page. I didn't prepare any notes. I
How you
mean,
remember whole book, man?
sir, we couldn't remember. We have to read again and again. There are important topics that I have made the list of, so I could revise them again and again, sir. Only important topics at last, sir. Only important topics you can read. Uh, but reading the whole book will clear your concept, sir, which is the main thing to do, sir. The concepts must be clear, sir. So I've just take the
Yeah.
important topics and read the important topics at last, sir. Didn't read the whole book, but made the list, so I read that. That's it, sir.
And how you prepare for the final exam that 150 MCQs are coming? So how you prepare that those MCQs, because those
Sir,
timing, those
yes, sir.
practices also is
Sir,
important.
sir, I have given many grand tests, sir. I have given all the grand tests wherever I can get. I have solved many MCQs, sir. And so
Yeah,
I
yeah.
so I could manage the time in the exam also.
Yeah. Same thing I am telling to my all student. But from wherever you got the MCQ, solve the MCQs. This is
Yes,
the
sir.
key for
Solving
success,
MCQ is the
basically.
key, sir. Solving MCQ is the key because सर जैसे आप यहाँ पर MCQ solve करते वैसे वहाँ पर भी सर सेम रहता है पूरा. तो
बिल्कुल आपको प्रैक्टिस होना चाहिए. आप 3 घंटे बैठ सको, 150 MCQ एक बार में पढ़ सको. वो प्रैक्टिस भी इंपॉर्टेंट होती है, नहीं तो टायर्ड हो जाते हैं.
Yes, sir.
क्योंकि 3 साल कोई प्रैक्टिस होती नहीं है MCQs पढ़ने
Yes,
की.
sir. बिल्कुल sir. Practice is very important.
Yeah, very important.
Yes, sir.
So basically, from your story, there's two things are important. First is your basics by reading the book page to page multiple times and solving the MCQ so you can prepare for the exam. So
Yes.
basically, you gave the exam multiple times before your final exam. So that's why you got the top 50 rank.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. That is the only one. Sir, sir, I have solved for 3 months. 3 months I have solved grand test, sir. And just before exam, sir, 6 day, 1 week, sir, I stopped giving grand tests. I've been solving like in 2 to 3 days.
Yes.
Yes, sir. 1 or 2 grand tests every 3 to 4 days, sir.
Yeah, it's good, man. It's okay. So last moment reading that never helps. You are reading for a consistency for last 1 year or 1.5 years is more important than last 1 or 10 days. Never happened. It's not magic. It's basically hard work.
Yes, sir. It's basically hard work. Yes, sir. And when we solve MCQ and we have not seen that part in our book or anywhere, so I will add that thing in the book itself. So it also helps, sir. At last, if I go through the book fast, so we could read that where we have made mistake, that part.
Basically, you have to reduce your mistakes. Basically, that's why I always say in the group, reduce your mistake. You cannot afford the same repeats. Basically,
repeat. Basically,
if you're doing repeats wrong, that means you are out of the course.
Yes, sir. Bilkul, sir.
And out of 150, how many questions are there in repeat? What do you think? How many questions were there from last exams or some other test?
Sir, I couldn't remember
approximately.
Approx, I think, sir, 40 to 50 questions were, I think I have already seen. Matlab topics were like same. Sir, 40 to 50 questions were there, sir. I thought that they are same, sir. They asked the most common.
Same.
And
so exam में
these are same questions.
एग्जाम में जब पेपर दे रहे थे तो कैसे डिवाइड किया था टाइम? या एग्जाम में जब पेपर दे रहे थे तो कैसे डिवाइड किया था टाइम? हाउ यू डिवाइडेड टाइम इन एग्जाम for 3 hours? How you solve the MCQs?
Sir, I have completed my paper in 75 minutes, sir. I have completed. मतलब sir बहुत fast किया था. बाकी only I have left, sir, I have left 50 questions for review, and I have completed my paper in 75 minutes. So again, sir, I go through the questions. I have only left 2 or 3 questions which are I thought that I have to use my brain for those questions. So that's how I did, sir. This time, sir, because previously, sir,
it's very good.
Yes, sir. At previous time, sir, 10 to 50, around 10 questions, sir. Because of my not managing time properly, sir, I have left. So those 10 questions were matlab, in previous paper, sir. So this time, sir, I didn't stop for question and
Time,
start thinking for. So time management is very important, sir. So I did like that, sir.
yeah, very, very important. That's a, even my last few this one WhatsApp group messages, I also told first go through the paper. Don't look
Yes, sir.
stop on some tricky questions or lengthy questions. Just
Yes,
go through
sir.
the paper. This is most important.
Yes, sir. Lengthy
But
questions I
you should
left
know
for
the
the
what are
last.
the things are asked.
Yes, sir. Lengthy questions I left for the
Yeah, yeah,
last.
yeah. Even if you go to the
Yes,
ये होता ही है लेंथी क्वेश्चन हमेशा छोड़ देना चाहिए जो पहले
yes,
आते हैं वो करना चाहिए
yes,
ये तो
sir.
बचपन से
वही.
सिखाया जाता है ना जो आता है
Yes,
वो
sir.
पहले करो
Yes, sir. इस बार सर वही किया, sir.
चलो बढ़िया
Yes,
है
sir.
मदर मदर फादर क्या करते हैं
Sir, my father is a surgeon, and
व्हाट योर मदर फादर डू
for the father is a surgeon, और mother sir lecturer है organic
एंड
chemistry.
मदर
Yes, lecturer is organic chemistry, lecturer in organic chemistry.
बढ़िया अच्छा
Yes.
बट so basically your chemistry is good so when you started so your father is surgeon so you must have this all need super specialty concept in your mind before you're entering your MBBS also okay, okay I
Yes,
have to
sir.
clear my MCH on day one so
Yes,
that
sir.
long vision and good reading basics are important
Yes, sir. Basics
very
are
good
important, sir.
so thank you Avinash for us
Yes, sir. Thank you, sir.
we'll take Ajay now Avinash be with us
Yes,
Ajay,
sir.
yeah Ajay
Yes, sir.
yeah how are you कैसे हो
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
अजय तुम्हारा नेटवर्क योर नेटवर्क इज नॉट गुड अजय
Yes, sir.
अजय वी आर नॉट एबल टू हियर यू
Yes, sir.
अजय या so
Yes,
I
sir.
think you have some problem in your network
Maybe,
are
sir.
you able to hear us
Yes,
no
sir.
problem you take your time I will take Dr. Sravya meanwhile and arrange your network meanwhile Dr. Sravya
Yes, sir.
so Dr. Sravya in your name is like Dr. Sravya M Jungle so I read that MCH
Ah, yes, nice.
right
Yes, sir.
so how you're feeling now I ask the same question again
Yeah,
so relaxed
feeling relieved. Yeah, relaxed and relieved.
you're basically from which you're basically from which state
Okay, actually, it's complex. I'm actually Telugu from Andhra, but my dad shifted to Mumbai for his chartered accountancy. So he shifted 40 years ago to Mumbai. So from then, I'm in Maharashtra. So yeah, I was technically born and brought up here. only.
Maharashtrian
Yeah.
yeah it's good yeah so when you started your preparation for this NEET assess when you thought that you should be MCH or you should be super specialist when you thought this when the first time you're thinking that I should do this
Actually, in our like where I did my surgery, there we didn't have specific rotations into every department, but every unit had their own MCH people. So my unit was first neuro, so I knew I don't want this, and neurosurgery, and so that was clear in the beginning what I don't want. Then I had got shifted to oncosurgery unit, so that's when I started developing my passion from first year, second year onwards. So as in I would see the oncosurgeon operating like all parts. So I think that fascinated me most.
all rounders
Yeah.
so yeah when you started your preparation from second year only or when you started
Yeah,
with NEET assessment
From second year, we saw our seniors preparing from third year onwards. So that's when we started preparing from third year, from final year MS. And so I passed in 2021 in September. So from 2021 in Jan, I started preparing. But
So
that time the
almost 1
pattern
year,
was,
almost 8.
yes, sir, almost
Nah,
1 year, 9 months.
pattern was a,
Yeah, it was a onco
yes,
surgery.
good,
So
good,
that time
good.
I
So
was
9 months you
preparing.
want,
Yes, sir.
yes, good. 9 months is enough time. If you prepare more than 6 months, you will have good rank. That's always
Yes,
there.
sir.
So
Yes, sir.
because you have to read general surgery, you're already reading for last 3 years. Nothing new will come. Most of the
Yes, sir.
question you somewhere heard, somewhere seen, kind of thing. So basically, you're remembering the things, the fact you recall last all 3 years, that whatever you are doing, that only the questions are coming on that. The
Yes,
only
sir.
thing that some tricky questions will come, most common, most common, most common, and
Yes,
some
sir.
clinical scenario. Those the two things have to take care. So you are preparing in group or individually?
No, I prepared with my friend Sujat. So we both prepared together for
Okay.
onco surgery. Yes, sir. So we first prepared for onco surgery, and that time my rank was 950 for onco surgery. And obviously, I was in that category who was clear कि repeat करना है. And I realized a lot of flaws in my preparation that time. Ki every question of that onco surgery paper was so bad and so huge, and which I wasn't prepared for. And that time, so these are all my flaws, which I improved in my this attempt. Firstly, the fact that there is a lot of anatomy, orthopedics questions. So I was also preparing for EMRCS, so that helped me a lot. The anatomy questions of EMRCS, because almost there were 3 questions on nerve injuries. There was questions
Yes.
on claw hand. Then there were the questions of thoracic inlet, all of this, which was much easier to do from anatomy. So I studied for at least 10 questions come anatomy based, is one thing I realized. Then the second thing was that they ask a lot of basic questions like CBP and all these basic pressure questions. So only, like Bailey and Sebastian helps for say 80, 90 questions, but there will be 50, 60 from hand surgery, orthopedics, nerve injuries, basic anatomy, which also is important to prepare. And during the entire preparation, I was concentrating on my last 3 days, what I would do for revising in the last phase, because that time there is full confusion as to what is to be studied. So I would always mark my the last 3 days, 72 hours, what I'm going to study throughout my entire 6 months. I had done that. So first reading I did in 60 days, then 45 days, then 30 days, and 15 days. So almost 4 to 5 times I had done both Bailey and Sebastian. And yeah, either way, either people make notes. I made
Yeah, it's
notes
good.
and took photos of all the tables. So so daily I would read at least 1 hour only tables and the 10 MCQs of DeanX. But I think it is important not to just see the answers, but to open the book and again highlight. Like going back and recalling that memory is very important. So I would go back and highlight that. And yeah, other than Bailey Sebastian, I think it's also important to concentrate on these general things which they ask a lot. Patho slides were there, anatomy was there. So these are equally important. And also so I have this habit of reading DCBA. I read the every MCQ ulta, because then the entire paragraph ka question, if I used to read, then I used to see acha option to abhi patho puch rahe. Then again reread the question. So then I have this pattern which I started solving MCQ ulta. DCBA you read, then you know question is exactly pertaining to what. They're asking anatomy, they're asking diagnosis, they're asking treatment. And then when you end up reading the question, it helps. So that is one change that I brought in studying.
Yeah, it's a very good change actually. It's
Yes,
a
sir.
very good change.
And yes, and solving, like in my onco surgery first time, I could not finish the paper even once. But in every test series, I would give between 2 to 4:30 time only, which is the exam time. And every time I tried to finish the paper at least 3 times, like my colleague I think earlier mentioned. It's very important to finish the paper 3 times. And first time, like even you said, read the entire paper and just skip those you don't know, so that at least the easy ones get over. Then there are ones you need to really put your brain into. So second time that, and third time. So at least 3 times you need to finish your paper. Then it'll help. So every mock MCQ I used to solve like this. And while I used to solve, I used to mark those questions which I would have guessed and which I would have left. So उससे I used to calculate कि guess करने से मेरा बढ़ रहा है या कम हो रहा है. So always it used to come positive side only, mathematically. So that's why I think in the exam also I attempted 147 and left only 3. So that is also very key to understand how many to leave. So that is one more thing that I try to calculate
Yes,
in every
correct.
test.
Definitely. Even
Yes, sir.
And this is important. The basic, you have to do your exam daily, basically, for at least last 15 days. The multiple
Yeah.
websites or multiple platforms are there for MCQ. You should solve each and every MCQ from
Correct.
whenever you get the time or from wherever you get the time. This is the basic key.
Right.
But you
Yeah.
should have basics before that. If you don't have
Correct.
basics, it's very difficult to solve the MCQ and crack the
Yes.
exam.
Right.
You can crack, but the rank will be behind.
Yes.
So this is the basic key. So correct. Next question is, how many hours in a day you studied?
I think leaving, I would like keep time daily for exercising, and because some routine is required other than studying, उसके अलावा full day I used to study. So morning I used to keep for solving only MCQs, and then the rest of the day for studying theory. In the beginning it was only theory for the first 60 days, and after that I started solving more MCQs and then less theory. But revising all those posts, like I used to mark every page which
Yes,
I
very
would have
good.
to read before the exam. So that revision is the key.
So basically, you have to cone out your studies. The last
Yes,
moment, the minimum
yes,
things you
yes,
have to
sir.
read, basically.
Yeah, you need to
Starting of the day should
understand.
be there. Basically, your
Yes, sir.
pyramid study.
Yeah, and like for you, what is difficult? Like for me,
You should know
tables
the
or
where you
wherever.
are weak.
Yeah, that is very important. And I would also like to mention Vinay
Yeah,
sir.
tables are important.
Yes, sir. Vinay sir would like
He is very
genuinely
good.
help, and yes, all the MCQ that he would give. Transplant, oh my God, like so much is there in transplant. I think from sir only I learned. Lot of questions he would put of every topic, and it would, I mean, going back and reading, that would also help a lot, like finding your own answer and then discussing it on the group. He would put a lot of questions, images, oh yeah, everything. So really hats off to him. Too many questions he put, and I mean, no WhatsApp group or anything was so active. I mean, I would honestly left WhatsApp for the previous attempt, but this time I didn't leave WhatsApp for studying because it was required. So I would keep a time slot to see Vanessa's questions only. And yeah, that was really helpful. Whatever sir
Yeah.
would put, yeah.
Yeah, Vinay is the backbone of the DeanX, no doubt in that.
Yes, sir.
He is the main person who, because of you people are here, basically.
Yes,
So thank you, Sravya. I will take Ajay now.
Yes,
I
sir.
think his network problem is sorted out, and we'll take
Yes,
you
sir.
again one more time.
Yes, sir.
Ajay?
Thank you, sir.
Yes, sir.
Yeah. Sort out हो गया तुम्हारा नेटवर्क?
Yes, sir.
चलेगा. बताओ अजय, कैसा महसूस हो रहा है, कैसा लग रहा है? How are you feeling now?
Sir, I'm very happy, sir. And I
So
achieved
I know you almost for 2 years.
yes, sir.
Yes. You achieved that?
Sir, I achieved my goal, and the goal which I decided to achieve.
Yeah. तो अजय, तुमने कब सोचा कि तुम्हें MCH करना है? देखो, तुम 2 साल से प्रिपेयर कर रहे थे. लास्ट ईयर
Yes,
तुम्हारा
sir.
हुआ नहीं. तुम उस टाइम क्या सोच रहे थे कि कैसे क्या करना है? इस साल क्या करना है? पैटर्न चेंज हुआ, फिर वापस से चेंज हुआ, फिर वापस से
ऐसा
स्पेशलिटी आया, फिर जनरल सर्जरी आ गया. तुमने सब कुछ देखा है, कोविड देखा है, कोविड
मेरा
में
सर-
ड्यूटीज देखी हैं. कैसे अपने आप को
Yes, sir.
स्टेबल रखना?
सर बस मेरा एक ही टारगेट था कि मुझे
बताओ.
करना है, हर एक हालत में करना है मुझे. सर मेरा एक
ये
ही
सबसे
टारगेट था
इम्पोर्टेंट है, डिटर्मिनेशन जो तुमने बना के रखा था कि बस करना.
यस सर. और मैंने कभी भी
हाँ.
अपने डिटर्मिनेशन से कभी इधर उधर हुआ नहीं. बस मुझे करना है तो करना है बस.
ये बहुत इम्पोर्टेंट है. करना है तो करना है, छोड़ना नहीं है. तुमने MS कब पास किया अजय?
20 में सर.
When you pass your MS?
20
में.
COVID.
तो 2 साल से
COVID.
प्रिपेयर कर रहे थे. 20
Yes,
ना, कोविड के टाइम पे.
Yes,
जब
sir.
हाँ, 2 साल से प्रिपेयर कर रहे थे. तो जब लास्ट ईयर सिलेक्शन नहीं हुआ तब क्या सोचा था कि कैसे करोगे आगे? अब करना तो है ही, करोगे कैसे?
नहीं सर, पिछली बार मेरा
क्या सोचा था?
नहीं, बस एक ही था सर, मुझे करना है बस. और मैं अपना जब रिजल्ट आया 31 जन को रिजल्ट आया, फिर मैंने टाइम वेस्ट नहीं किया सर. मैंने 5th से फिर से स्टार्ट किया पढ़ाई करना. और मैं सर कंटिन्यू पढ़ाई किया, बिना किसी बंक के, बिना किसी गैप के कंटिन्यू पढ़ाई किया मैंने, और टिल एग्जाम.
बहुत बढ़िया अजय, दिस इज इम्पोर्टेंट। तुमने वो
Yes,
जीत
sir.
लिया जो तुम्हारे नाम में है अजय। और तुम्हें कोई हरा नहीं सकता। दिस इज इम्पोर्टेंट, तुमने अपने नाम को सार्थक किया है। नहीं तो फिर तुमने कैसे प्रिपेयर किया? चलो ठीक है, उस टाइम पैटर्न चेंज हुआ, फिर तुम क्या पढ़ते थे रोज?
हाँ सर, बस 2 ही बुक पढ़ता था मैं, बेली और सब स्टैंड, और साथ में MCQ।
MCQs, Valley Sebastian and MCQs. These are the main three things everyone should do, because all people, 4 people today also we have 4. Everyone
Yes,
is
sir.
saying Valley Sebastian and MCQ. Even people are asking me for the swords, but
Yes,
I
sir.
feel swords will not take. पार्ट से क्वेश्चन आ सकता है, बट तुम्हें बेली सेबेस्टियन तो पहले कंप्लीट करना चाहिए, वो रैंक के लिए जरूरी है।
Yes, sir.
स्वार्ट्स को तो बहुत सारी चीजों से एमसीक्यूज के थ्रू सॉल्व किया जा सकता है, चीजें कह सकती हैं, क्योंकि आपको डिसाइड करना है कि कैसे पढ़ना है। पढ़ने को तो सब कुछ पढ़ा है, बट आपको अपने लिमिट्स बतानी है, और उससे क्वेश्चन आ जाता है, क्योंकि जनरल सर्जरी के एग्जाम बेली सेबेस्टियन बेस्ड ही होती है। ये
Yes,
मैंने
sir.
भी रियलाइज किया है।
और सर जो स्वास्थ्य
रोज
के कोई
पढ़ते थे अजय,
important-
डेली पढ़ते? तुमने बोला कि
हाँ सर, डेली मैंने, मतलब कि
हाँ,
कभी भी
important?
मैंने बंक नहीं
Yeah.
मारा।
वाओ, दिस वेरी गुड। स्वार्ट्स की टेबल्स इंपॉर्टेंट है, और हर बुक का टेबल्स और पिक्चर्स इंपॉर्टेंट होता ही है।
यस सर। बाकी सर जो स्वार्ट्स के क्वेश्चन रहते थे वो किसी न किसी टेस्ट सीरीज में कवर हो जाते थे, जो इम्पोर्टेंट टेबल है, तो ऐसा मुझे नहीं लगा कि स्वार्ट्स पढ़ना चाहिए।
बिल्कुल सही बात है, मुझे भी लगता है, क्योंकि क्वेश्चन तो सेम ही आने वाले हैं ना, अलग से तो कुछ चेंज होने वाला नहीं है। जो सेबेस्टियन नया वाला एडिशन है वो उन्होंने बहुत अच्छा बनाया है, बहुत अच्छा दिया है। पहले अपना बेसिक्स कवर करता है, एमसीक्यूज आपको प्रिपेयर करता है एग्जाम के लिए। इतना कर लो तो आप 125 रैंक ला ही सकते हो, 125 रैंक ला ही सकते हो।
यस सर।
बढ़िया। अजय, तुम्हारे मदर फादर क्या करते हैं?
सर फादर इज फार्मर एंड मदर इज हाउसवाइफ।
वाह,
सर
तो
फादर
कब
इज
सोचा
फार्मर
डॉक्टर
एंड
बनना है?
मैं बचपन से मेरा डिसाइड था कि डॉक्टर ही बनना है मुझे। क्योंकि सर मैं अपने गांव का पहला डॉक्टर हूँ।
तुम्हारा डेट वाह, गुड मैन, गुड। मैं भी हाँ, मेरे फादर फर्स्ट ग्रेजुएट थे, और मैं फर्स्ट डॉक्टर मेरी फैमिली का, सेम में अपने गांव का।
नहीं सर, मेरे फादर
अच्छा
को भी
अजय,
पढ़े लिखे नहीं।
जब एमबीबीएस प्रिपेयर, हाँ हाँ सही बात है। नहीं, तुम्हारा बैकग्राउंड से, जिस तरह से तुम आते हो, जिस तरह डॉक्टर लीला आती हैं, बहुत बड़ी बात होती है कि आप इस लेवल वहां से लेकर के अपने चीजें पहुंच जाए। और ये चीज याद रखना अजय, तुम सभी लोग, कि
सर
यहाँ से जाके इन लोगों की वापस से मदद भी करनी है, ताकि और भी लोग आगे आए।
यस सर।
बिल्कुल। तो अजय, तुमने अपने नोट्स बनाए थे या फिर बेली सेमेस्टर में पढ़ते गए थे, जैसे कि अविनाश
नहीं
पढ़
सर,
रहे थे?
नहीं सर, मैं बुक पढ़ता था और एमसीक्यू सॉल्व करता था। जो कॉन्सेप्ट मुझे क्लियर नहीं रहते थे या फिर जो मैं बार बार भूलता था उसको नोट कर लेता था सर। तो मैं वहीं पढ़ता था, जो वो टॉपिक आता था तो वहीं पढ़ता था केवल। क्योंकि सर लास्ट टाइम में बुक पढ़ना
नहीं,
बहुत इम्पॉसिबल है वो, और कुछ चीजें ऐसी रहती जो हम गलती करते, बार बार गलती करते, तो मैं ऐसी चीजों को नोट कर लेता था कि मैं कहाँ मेरा बिग पॉइंट है, मुझे कौन सा
नहीं,
कॉन्सेप्ट मुझे गलत तरीके से याद है, तो उसको मैं नोट कर लेता था। तो ऐसे मेरे पास 2 रजिस्टर बन गए थे, तो मैं वही पढ़ता था कि यही मैं बार बार गलती कर रहा हूँ। तो
अजय तुम मानोगे नहीं, सेम ऑलमोस्ट मेरे साथ भी यही था। मैं भी ऐसे ही काम करो, रिपीट्स को गलत नहीं करना है, सिली मिस्टेक्स नहीं
हाँ सर,
करना है, कि क्वेश्चन मोस्ट कॉमन पूछा था और आपने लिस्ट कॉमन, ये बहुत इंपॉर्टेंट होता है।
बट एक्सेप्ट ये सब ध्यान रखना है।
हाँ, बट एक्सेप्ट ऑल, ये सब याद रखना होता है, बहुत इंपॉर्टेंट होता है।
सर
बिल्कुल रेस से बाहर हो। 30 नंबर, एक क्वेश्चन आपने गलत किया, आप 30 रैंक पीछे हो। आप 5 क्वेश्चन गलत किया, आप रेस से बाहर हो।
जो
इट्स
सबके
ऑलवेज
सही हो रहे
देयर,
हो वो सही होने
बाकी
चाहिए
सिर्फ
अपने।
आपका लक होता है।
यस सर।
बिल्कुल सही है। सो विनय, अनम्यूट योरसेल्फ।
Good
Vinay,
evening,
are you
sir.
there?
Yeah, sir. Yeah.
Yeah, good
I'm there,
evening,
sir.
Vinay. Yeah.
So nice to hear.
So
So
Vinay,
nice
you are
to
the
hear.
backbone. All credits for you only.
No, sir. Actually, it is something which you have created, sir, and it is helping everyone. That is what the beauty of it. Uh, I've seen Ajay for last 2 years how he's been working throughout. So I've seen Sravya solving MCQs almost daily basis, and other guys also. So I can see their work throughout the year. This is what the beauty of group network and a daily basis discussion. And sir, what I feel the best part of WhatsApp is you don't have to be in any mindset. Like when you want to study some PDF file or when you want to go on app, you sometimes feel like being in a particular kind of mindset. But like something just has come on WhatsApp, just like any other message, you just open it at any condition, anywhere, and just go through it. So I guess that is something very helpful, and all aspirants for NEET SS 23 should continue on that basis. Apart
That's
from
correct,
that,
Vinay.
sir, I would definitely say tough time never lasts, but tough people do it. So situation like exam and in a NEET SS pattern, which is ever getting tougher and tougher. I think one thing we can be certain about something in life is that exam is going to be tougher next year. Every year, some new changes, some new phenomena would be there. So preparation, as you said, sir, it is those basic books only, Bailey and Southeastern, which we've been reading all along during our MS days and EBS days. So it is very important to find out the perspective what examiner is actually looking for in MCQs. That is what I always try to present, that how some clever, crafty, and some high-yield MCQs can be made from those same pages which we have studied for multiple times. Because eventually examiner wants to see the thoroughness, whether we have noted all the important points, any indications, all those tables. Those small minuscule things sometimes becomes very important in exam. So it is very essential that apart from, definitely you have to read, there's no option for going through the complete chapter. You have to read William Savistern every chapter. However, after that, you must go through the MCQs based on those chapters. That is where you will find what you don't remember, because it is eventually not a subjective exam. It's an MCQ based exam, and eventually everything will comes down to how you solve those MCQs from those chapters. As Ajay said that he's beautifully made those registers, I really admire that point. That is how it should be. You make your register, you find out what are those points which you are like making mistakes again and again in the same chapter which you have studied many times. So go through those points, revise them again and again. Revision is the key. Eventually it is anything, imprint. It's eventually memory is nothing but imprint on your mind. So you revise again and it will become better. Now, how you decide your time, your topics, points, that is something which depends on your experience, from little support from us, and the ongoing curriculum, the pattern of the NEET SS. Based on all those factors, you need to decide how to go about your whole study pattern. That is, I believe, sir, should be helping our aspirants.
Yeah, correct, Vinay. Definitely is there. And so I will take again one of the NEET SS 23 aspirant asked me whether notes making is important for preparation or not. So I think from my side, it yes. Ajay also told yes. Even most of the achievers told yes. So notes making always help. It's depend. Basically, it's your strategy how you want to crack the exam, what rank you want, and how will you continue your study for next 1 year. That is more important. You have to choose your way. That is more important. So Ajay, message for the junior or your colleague for upcoming exam.
हेलो सर.
Yeah, Ajay.
हाँ सर. सर मैं तो जूनियर को यही बोलूँगा कि डिसाइड करो कि करना ही है और बी पंक्चुअल एंड मतलब कि
हाँ बोलो.
हेलो हेलो सर. हाँ सर, मैं जूनियर
आवाज आ रही है. हाँ
ओके सर, मैं जूनियर से यही एडवाइस करूँगा कि एक स्ट्रांग डिटर्मिनेशन करिए कि मुझे करना ही है, करना किसी भी हालत में करना है. और सेकंड थिंग कि बी पंक्चुअल, डेली पढ़िए. एक शेड्यूल बनाइए कि मुझे बंक नहीं मारना. आपको 6 घंटे 8 घंटे 10 घंटे जो भी पढ़ना है आप डेली पढ़िए उसको. और सबसे इम्पोर्टेंट रिवीजन और साथ में एमसीक्यू.
बिल्कुल सही है अजय. Dr. Sravya, your message for your juniors and colleague.
So I think Ajay very well concluded. It's just basically keep it simple and just daily doing the same thing and is very important. And solving MCQs, grand tests is equally important. And how many MCQs you can solve, just go for it and keep solving because it forms a memory and that is very important. Half the questions are solved at subconscious level only. You won't remember किधर से क्या पढ़ा है, theory कुछ याद नहीं आता तभी. जैसे वो ब्रेन टेल्स यू सम रैंडम कि ये पढ़ा है, ये आंसर है, दैट इज आंसर बस. तो वो होना इज वेरी इंपॉर्टेंट. सो दैट फॉर दैट सॉल्विंग एमसीक्यूज एंड इज वेरी इंपॉर्टेंट.
मुझे आपका सबसे अच्छा पता है क्या लगा कि आपने जो DCBA वाला कंसेप्ट था कि एग्जामिनर क्या पूछना चाहता है, देन यू गो टू द मेन क्वेश्चन. सो ये इम्पोर्टेंट होता है कि आप एग्जाम एक टेंटेटिव आइडिया तो लग ही जाता है कि कैसे करना है.
यस सर.
Second thing is subconscious mind always help, and that
जिपमर का एंट्रेंस आई रिमेम्बर इन पीजी यूज्ड टू बी वेरी
थर्ड थिंग
क्वेश्चंस. सो तभी मुझे एक सीनियर ने बताया था कि हमेशा उल्टा सॉल्व करना. सो तब से आई ऐसा केप्ट इन माइंड कि बड़ा क्वेश्चन आया तो डोंट पैनिक, फर्स्ट सॉल्व उल्टा एंड देन हो जाता है उसमें से. यस सर.
हाँ बिल्कुल सही है. दैट्स वेरी गुड. इवन आई एम हियरिंग द फर्स्ट टाइम, आई आल्सो थिंकिंग इज वेरी गुड. And third thing, you are the 2.5 hour daily. From 2 o'clock, you solve the MCQ up to 4:30. That exam time also same. That is also most important because you are preparing your body for that also.
Correct, sir.
So this is important.
Yes, sir.
Dr. Aditya, your message for your junior and colleague. Thank you, Sravya.
Thank you, sir.
Actually, what I felt at the end is that always be consistent with your preparation, and the most important is to face the exam. You should not be afraid of what the questions are going to be. What I always feel is in the exams I'm going to get all those questions which I don't know only. This is how I will first go towards the exam. Then I feel no, everything will be known to me only. That exam mindset is the most important aspect which is going to play the most important role. So whatever the preparation you do within a year, finally you're going to face within those 2 to 3 hours. So you should make sure that your mind is clearly ready for those 2 to 3 hours, and you should be open. It should be an open-minded. All the questions you're going to face is very well known to you, or you might have learned that at some point of your life. You just have to apply it at somewhere, your basic knowledge. That's what is the most important thing that's going to make you sure success. That's what I always feel.
Correct, Adit. Correct. And what I think that you have to keep your calm in last part of your preparation also. That you said that last 2 months you are enjoying, you are chilling, and last you are reading. So this is also important that you have to keep yourself calm and cool.
Yes, sir. The exam stress should not make your preparations deviate.
Bilkul, Aditya. Definitely, Aditya. Now, Avinash, your message for your juniors and colleagues.
Yes, sir. I think, sir, persistence is the key.
Open your video.
Persistence. Yes, sir. So persistence and hard work is the key, sir. And you have to clear all your concepts, sir. You have to go in depth of the topic, sir. Then no question can get wrong. That's it, sir.
You read the from basics, so you are in the top 50. So this is most important. You should have the basics.
Yes, sir. Basics must be clear, sir. Even they ask
Dr.
tough
Shiv,
question, you can rule out
basic must be
many
clear.
options and get the answer right.
Correct. Correct. So thank you everyone. We have Dr. Shivendra, our faculty, with us. Dr. Shivendra, you can unmute yourself. He was stuck in some emergency. Now he's joining.
Hello everyone. First of all, congratulations to the rankers and people who have given the exam. And really how it's going to span out this time, how, where, what is going to happen, we still don't know. But as far as the exam is concerned, I think they have done a good job. And I still keep remember telling myself, like the areas which you have to concentrate is pediatric surgery and CT surgery, because that is a gray zone. And no one normally will look into that areas. No one will even go through those questions. If you see any standard teaching also, they don't discuss so much about CT surgery and CT surgery related topics. And as usual, when I wrote the exam and when this exam also, we have faced the same issue. Most of the questions coming from CT surgery. I think Vipin, this time we have to concentrate a little more on CT surgery.
No, we already took two or three classes on CT surgery, hand surgery, and this one plastic surgery. We already focus on that.
Yeah,
even we had separate test series for that also.
So out of 80 odd people, getting around 40 to 50 ranks is a very good score. Almost more than 50% of our candidates had got some at least more than a deserving rank what they wanted.
They will get seats. Yeah.
So I think the percentage is more than many of the any of the institutes and all that I heard about. So that is something that we have to congratulate everyone. It is totally, I would say, Vinay number one, and you are always number 1.5. So it is totally.
It's a teamwork basically.
No, I was there only for 4 or 5 classes. I can take part of in the oncological part, and I know the amount of effort that I put in. That was not as much as you guys have put in, and mostly I would like to congratulate everyone. I mean, who had to put the effort. I would say the students' effort is at least 80%, and our effort is just 20%. The candidate's effort is what matters the most.
Correct.
So that is number one, and concentrating on gray areas as in the areas which we generally don't concentrate. That is, I think, that is where we have to improve on ourselves. And obviously the rankers will not write any exam, so they need not know about all these things, but we are just preparing for our next level listing.
Definitely.
Hello? Those are the few things that I want to discuss.
Yeah, definitely. We are also improving, and feedback is also important. The people give the good feedback for us, and they are most of the people are happy whether they're selected or not selected. But the efforts we put in toward the student and toward the academy is all good. So with that, we can conclude this session. In the last, I can say for you people, so yesterday also I told us Sujat and all that life is a marathon, is not a 100-meter sprint. So choose your subspecialty from now. Next 1 year is tough for you people, all people, because you have to do that first year job again, that file work you have to do, and again along with the surgeries you have to do. Then meanwhile you just start thinking that which branch you are liking, because if you choose onco, you choose gastro, you choose uro or neurosurgery, you have to be specialized, because now as the MCH or DNB seats are increasing, in future everyone will be super specialist. So this is a high time that you should choose your super specialty also. So next year, focus on this subspecialty and start preparing for that. This is my from our side. This is a message for you people. I again congratulate to all of you, and you should have, you must have, and
Vipin, one thing
in the
I want to
future
add
you
in,
will have
Vipin,
great success. You will all be.
Vipin, I want to add in one thing.
Yeah.
Based on the ranks, I don't want people to, I mean, I would recommend not to change their seat of choice or not to change their subject of choice.
Yes.
Because they are going to stick with this subject for the rest of their life. Hello?
Correct. Will definitely, Shivan sir.
Should not change their, see, because
hello,
you may be preparing, keeping in mind of CT surgery as a topic, and you may get rank 1. Because you get rank 1, you should not get carried away. Okay, fine, I'll change to gastro, I will change to plastic or something like that. I would recommend you to stick on to the same subject, because what you will like forever, and what you get in, what is supposed to be something like a new girlfriend may not be all that new sometimes. So I would always recommend you to stick on to your original subject of choice rather than changing in the last moment and then later on repenting. I should have stuck to this only. I shouldn't have this thing.
Yes, correct. Definitely, it's most important advice to the rankers that they should stick with the basic branch, basic love, basically.
Yeah, I mean, I've seen even that happens during our MD/MS preparation also, where you plan for a branch and then because you get a good rank, you change your branch or something like that, and then you later on feel like I didn't do the right thing.
Correct.
Go ahead, Vipin. Go ahead. I just wanted to put this.
So I think we can, yeah. I think with this we can conclude now. So thank you everyone for coming here. We'll share this recording with you in shortly, and thank you very much for coming here. And big congratulations to all of you.
Thank you, sir.
Bye, guys.
Thank you, sir.
Thank you.